Hello and a very good afternoon to everyone. I welcome you to our session on constipation in children, which is a very important topic for the parents and especially for the new parents. We are glad to have our expert Dr. Susanta K Badatya talks about it briefly. The doctor will help us understand this topic in detail today. And if you have any doubts, if you have any queries, you want any guidance from our doctor, please post that on the comment section. We are here to answer during this session. Doctor, you have the stage.
Thank you. Thank you for giving this opportunity. In this live session, we are here to discuss the constipation in children and how to prepare and for the management of this concern. Uh, Parents often counter uh, in the childhood, mostly after 6 months, and some cases within first 6 months. So first, parents need to know what is the really the definition of constipation. Sometimes parents get confused about the stool frequency and the consistency in first 6 months. Then evaluate constipation. They are on pediatric post for the management of this. So, bowel habit differ from newborn and in toddlers and the adolescents. So, in babies, it's quite normal to have bowel frequency of even 10 to 12 times each day. Uh, and that gradually diminishes, the frequency decreases over next few weeks to even it may happen that baby is not passing stool every day and it is passing every 5 to 7 days until unless that stool is very hard or ribbon like. This stool frequency is taken as normal unless these are very tight ones. So constipation in children, babies up to 6 months is not defined on basis of the frequency alone. It is on the consistency and the type of stool they are passing. So even if you have some query about the type of stool baby is passing, just contact your physician so that they will clarify the situation. Because if constipation is there really in first 6 months, apart from common issues like cow milk protein allergy and improper formula preparation or inadequate feeding, um, some organic reasons are more relevant in first 6 months. So it is very important to identify the if constipation is there or not, and if constipation is there, then it needs to be treated. And after 6 months, the stool frequency usually happens that baby passes. Baby should pass once every day. So if there is not passing stool every day, then it may raise the concern of constipation. So you need to understand that constipation is passing is very obvious that if baby is passing very hard stool and find it difficult to pass stool, then it is constipation. But some other presentation of constipation may be there, like there is non-specific abdominal pain or discomfort in the baby. Baby remains cranky, and there is no clue that baby is why baby is cranky. So it may be one of the reason that baby is having loaded colon, and the abdominal discomfort is causing the reason of the crankiness. And baby is passing stool and feeling pain. That is painful defecation is another reason is indicating that baby is constipated. And baby may also behave in such a way that they try to withhold the stooling process. So they will run to a corner and sit there, or they will cross their leg Sorry, there was interruption. So we're talking about that constipation identification process in babies. So if baby is passing a small amount of stools between pieces and getting it gets the soiled undergarments, then it is also a soft indicator of baby's constipation process. So need to consult with your physician to identify the process. Uh, Sometimes there is non-specific complaints like there is bloating, there is passing lots of gases and decreased appetite. This is also an indication of constipation. So broadly, you have to understand if the baby is passing very hard stool and there is associated pain in purification or this is blood in stool, then this is definitely a matter of concern that needs to be treated. So what is the reason of constipation in babies? So 95% cases, these are all functional cases. Functional means due to the lack of dietary fibers or that due to habit change in habit, there is delay in passage of the stool formation or passage that leads to the constipation. And only 5% are due to organic causes. That means there is some disease process responsible for the hard stools, like thyroid issues, like Hashpan disease. We will discuss it. So, first and foremost is the dietary factors. No? In first 6 months, babies all predominantly on milk diet. Subsequently, for production of for formation of stool, baby needs fiber and water content. So, if baby is predominant milk-based diet, or baby is taking cow milk predominantly, so that may be one of the reason, and lack of dietary fibers also causes the constipation process. Some change in routines daily. If there is baby is on travel and there is a change in timing of defecation and non-availability of toilets itself. Baby is used to toilet at home, and baby is not getting toilet at outside. So baby may not have the urge to pass stool, and that leads to the delayed in passing the stool. And some acute stressor events like change in home. There is major change in caretakers, and there is any disease process in the baby, like there is a fever or there is intercurrent illnesses that halts the routine of the stool passage and leads to the constipation. But these are all transient issues that should be over once these changes are we are taking care of the changes. And if babies very much engrossed in virtual world like TV, mobile, video games, and babies may be lazy enough to go to toilet, then these are the issues where babies postpone the defecation process and lead to the constipation. Some parents early prefer for early introduction of toilet training, and forceful early introduction of toilet training also causes development of constipation. Some medications, particularly cough syrups, they also cause constipation in babies. So unintended use of cough syrups on advised ill-advised use of constipation medications may lead to constipation. So always cross check with your doctor that if baby is getting constipated, some iron preparations and cough syrups, they are majorly responsible with the medications part in constipation. At last, the organic causes like Hirschsprung disease, some congenital anomaly, like there is a narrowing in the opening of the anal canal. There is presence of spinal canal defect. This causes the tone in the anal opening. Then that leads to the retention of the stool. So, and other is the hypothyroidism due low thyroid level. This also causes the constipation in the babies. So 95% it is the functional causes related to dietary and the habit part, and then 5% cases it is work. If they, even after modifying the diet and the habit formation, it is not resolving, then we should consult a pediatric gastroenterologist or pediatrician to find out if there is an underlying and organic reason. So it's very important. If the constipation process remains more than 4 weeks, then it is definitely alarming, and you need to consult the specialist. So what is the warning signs? Is not once or twice baby is passing a hard stool, then it is of concern. But if there is persistence of constipation beyond 4 weeks, then it is definitely need to see doctor. If there is blood in the stool, then it is on the reason. And if there is passage of ribbon like stools, that like is very narrow and flat stools, particularly in first 6 months and 12 months, this is the indication of underlying hospital disease. If there is presence of abdominal discomfort and there is presence of vomiting with constipation, then also you need to visit the doctor. If there is repeatedly urine infection also due to stool retention, the urine evacuation becomes improper, and that may lead to urine tract infection. So these are the reasons where you should not wait or should not rely upon home remedies. You should consult your doctor. Next part comes, what is the treatment modalities available for these constipation issues. So as we discuss, treatment the reason should be the priority rather than just giving the stool softeners. Stool softeners are important just to overcome that phase of hard stool, but as long as the reason is not addressed, then the constipation issue won't be resolved. So diet and lifestyle modification is the remains key in majority of processes, majority of reason, cases. Uh, like dietary choices in restriction of milk intake, that itself resolves the issues. As milk intake is restricted, then solid food intake increases, and that availability of dietary fiber leads to the resolution of the process. And uh, restriction of the cow milk protein. Some babies do have constipation as a manifestation of cow milk protein allergy. Not always diarrhea is the manifestation. So it may happen that after changing the milk type or restricting the milk, then it improves. A restriction of the screen time and encouraging the physical activity also the added advantage, where the bowel movements get improved over the time. Regular toilet training, not forced toilet training. Regular toilet training proves to be helpful in babies who are just learning to defecate. So regular toilet training and proper sitting arrangement while toilet training. So that will be important. I will be discussing how the toilet training should be done. If there is some medication intake, you should avoid that after consulting the doctor if they are proven for the constipation process. Otherwise, for the time being management of the constipation, like when the stool is very hard, the baby is afraid of passing stool. So to give him that confidence that now the stool is soft and should pass stool, you should continue stool softeners as per the advice of the pediatrician. After 6 months, we usually advise stool softeners. So first, uh, parents often do stop the medications after baby starts passing stools, but the maintenance phase is also important. First is to disinfect if there is any loaded colon and loaded stool is not evacuated completely. So first there is a disinfection, then it is the maintenance phase. So first next 2 to 3 weeks, depending upon the situation, we advise for the continuation of the stool softeners, so that baby also get confidence that now I'm not getting harmed during passing stool, so that they won't withhold their defecation process. So uh, the maintenance phase is also adequately done, so that not give the half-hearted result. If it remains more than 4 weeks, and then you should consult a pediatric gastroenterologist to check out the dietary part also, and to rule out presence of organic reasons like hypothyroidism, gluten allergy, or cow milk protein allergy, like that. So parents often wonder what is the should be the ideal time for potty training. So usually, it is the time between 2 to 3 years, that is where babies become receptive for the toilet training. Earlier introduction and very rigorous toilet training may backfire, as they lead to panic in the baby, and they may withhold their stooling pattern, leading to constipation. So it should be gradual, should not be too rigid, and it should be regular. It should be gradual and regular. Regular process itself makes them habitual for the defecation process. And if we are using the Western type toilet, the presence of the and stool support for the legs also helps for the adequate positioning of the colon, so that the stool easily gets evacuated. So toilet training, you should have three things in mind. First, you should assess the readiness of the baby, so the baby is understand the situation. Second, you should create a routine, not always just asking baby to sit. Help remains helpful, but they should create a routine. So after baby gets the meal, usually post meal, they have urge to pass stool. So after certain 15-30 minutes after giving meal, then you should create a routine, and you get the equipment where baby should learn to sit at first. Baby very becomes active and they run around. So once they start learn to sit, and for the routine to be success, you should demonstrate first, and don't scold during the process, and regular exposure to the same routine, and encouraging will be helpful in the getting the baby toilet trained. So in this session, we learned that first we should be clear what is constipation, what is not. In first 6 months, it is the different bowel habit. Then after 6 months, it is different bowel habit. So first we should learn what is constipation. Second, during constipation, you have to need to identify the reason of constipation, and if the constipation is remaining more than 4 weeks, or there is associated danger signs, then it is very much necessary to visit pediatric gastroenterologist or pediatrician and plan further for the management. So as of now, if there is any questions we can take. I think there is no questions as of now. So I would like to conclude the session. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity for discussion.